Shamba Shape Up Uganda.
We are traveling all over Uganda to find hardworking farmers.
We want to celebrate them while giving them the knowledge they need
to make their farms more productive and adapt to climate change.
We want to support them to get better yields and increase their income.
We will see how farmers can benefit from our experts' advice and turn their farms around into a profitable business,
while learning from each other in so many ways.
Join us on these journeys and share in the farmers' experience
on the Shamba Shape Up Uganda. This time I think we are lost.
Aggie, relax. Aggie, relax.
What? Is this the place?
This is the place.
This is the place? I mean, this looks like an abandoned building, Frob.
Aggie, it's a long story. Don't worry. Okay, come. So when COVID hit, they decided to leave this and continue that. Meet 30-year-old Nabulya Florence and her husband Isaac Lwanga and their children. The couple recently moved to their 3.5-acre piece of land in Sserinya village, Bukomansibi District. After the COVID-19 outbreak in 2020, Florence and her husband saw it wise to move back to the village and try their hand in farming. And with their growing family to feed, they settled into their new home in the village.
But all has not been easy for the young family who are trying for the first time a hand in farming, and they are having a couple of challenges and are in desperate need of some expert advice. Before the outbreak of COVID-19 pandemic, Florence ran a successful tailoring business in town, and her husband dealt in retail trade. Following the job losses and the closure of their small businesses, the couple returned to agriculture activities to manage and survive the crisis. But all has not been easy for the young family who are trying for the first time a hand in farming, and they are having a couple of challenges and are in desperate need of some expert advice. What challenges do you face in farming?
We lack experience in doing agriculture.
In farming?
Yes.
Because we're just starters.
Oh.
Yeah.
We are learning that coffee farming is a real business.
Okay.
So we are anxious if we can learn how to do it as a business and get enough yields.
Okay.
If we learn, want to plant more coffee and focus on it as a business to cater for the school fees for our kids.
Another challenge so far we've faced is financial. So our income, we are just looking at agriculture we've started as per now. So we are finding the financial constraints, like the buying herbicides, the manure. Another challenge we are facing, climate change. The seasons are changing.
Okay.
Like you are expecting to harvest, let me say in June, it extends up to August. Yeah, so it is affecting us so much.
Maybe something to add on on the challenges is like you plant maybe an acre and you expect to harvest maybe 20 bags of coffee or beans, depending on what you've planted.
Yes.
And you get less because of the infertility of the soil, or maybe not having the rightful varieties.
Okay.
Yeah, because time for planting may come. You go and buy from a farm supply.
Yes.
You buy something that is fake. They tell you you're going to get this and you don't get it. You know, it is a bit disappointing. And if you're not strong, you may not take agriculture as a business. You may choose, you go in for one season, you lose hope and leave it. Yes.
Isaac.
Yes.
Florence.
Yes.
Fortunately for you, we are Shamba Shape Up Uganda.
Okay.
So we move with experts who give you knowledge and education to better your farm.
Okay.
And by the end of it all, you'll love it.
Sure.
Yes.
So let's shape.
this farm up.
After talking to Florence and Isaac, I decided I have a look at their coffee where they have expressed they may need help. And to help with this, we have invited our coffee expert Andrew Magombe from Cafe Africa. Andrew,
Hey.
I brought you the farmers, Isaac and Florence.
Okay.
This is Andrew, the expert.
Oh, yes, Andrew. Nice meeting you.
Okay, please.
Yes, how are you?
Fine, fine.
Andrew, you've been around here. What did you observe?
Florence and Isaac,
Yes, Andrew.
some good work going on coffee farm.
Thank
I've
you.
been moving on your coffee garden,
Yes.
and I can see coffee, bananas, cassava, and a mixture of things. So
Yes, a
what are you
mixture.
really doing?
So we put the cassava for food.
How big is the land?
About 2 acres.
2 acres.
Yes.
And roughly how many trees?
About 500.
2 acres, and you said you have about 500 trees. Ideally, an acre should have 450 trees.
Yes.
And if you have that, each tree under good management should be giving you around 7 kilograms of dry chiboko. So right now you are losing 700 kilograms times 400 trees, which you have not planted. So that's a big loss if you count. That's
very
the money
big
you are
loss.
missing. For you to get that, there are some things you'd need to do.
So, how can our farmers make sure they don't lose all that money?
So, Andrew, this is the piece of land where we think we can have the coffee.
And another thing, Andrew, I would like to know, is our soil good for coffee plantation?
Coffee has specific areas where it grows. When you're planning to grow coffee, avoid swampy land because they will suffocate the roots. Then avoid soil which is prone to waterlogging.
So you mean that too much water affects the coffee?
Too much water affects the roots.
Okay.
And wait, Andrew, how am I supposed to know that it's the right soil?
Now, the right soil is one which is freely draining, like this one.
So this is good.
This is good, actually. This land is good, you see? This is good. The soil is not so sticky. It is not swampy land, you can see. Okay? And when it rains, you see water doesn't stagnate here. So that one is good land. The other thing you should also do is note that you should avoid land which is so rocky and so stony because it will be difficult for the roots to penetrate.
To penetrate.
Yeah. So generally, coffee requires land which has deep soils like these ones,
Okay.
and the drainage is okay. When it rains, water can percolate through very quickly. It doesn't get waterlogged.
We have identified the land. What's the first thing to do?
You now need to go into marking of the land. For the right spacing, we use sticks to mark
So-
where the coffee holes will be.
Okay.
If you don't do that, there's a mistake of losing out on the spacing.
What are the estimates I can
Oh,
do?
okay. Now, the spacing for Robusta coffee, which is the type of coffee you're supposed to plant in this area, the recommended spacing is 10 feet by 10 feet, meaning from one line to another line
is 10.
is 10 feet.
10, 10.
Then within the line, from one plant to another plant, it's also 10 feet. We use a stick. Just check the 10 feet.
First things first. Start with the right spacing.
How many feet are those?
Oh, 10.
10, okay. Get a second one. We need two poles of equal length, 10 feet. So after doing that, we're going to begin marking our field.
Okay.
So what we'll do, we'll mark one side. First leave this, get the pegs. Get the pegs. We're going to start here, okay? Put. So it means the first hole will be here.
Okay.
So you go 10 feet, mark, but be closer to the stream. Then you get another and continue marking. So you continue marking one side of your garden first. No, put like that. So here, where they join, is where the peg is supposed to be put. So where they join again
It's where I put a peg.
where they join.
Okay.
So you continue like that. There you don't lose the spacing.
Andrew, we have already marked where we're going to put the tree from one tree to the other. What's the next stage?
Digging the hole where you're going to plant the seedling.
How big is supposed to be? Because maybe the size might even affect the
The measurements.
Oh, okay. The size of the hole should be 2 feet wide and 2 feet deep. We use what we call a coffee tea frame, which can be just made easily on a farm here. You just get your stick. We shall show how to make it. You measure 2 feet. This is 1 foot. This is 2. I break from here. So this is 2 feet. 2 feet. So another 2 feet. 1, 2.
Okay.
2, okay? So what I do, mark the center, 1 foot, okay? So this is going to be the center where we shall drive the nail. Then you get this, put here, and get a nail and drive in here. So you'll have made a tree frame just on your garden. So this tree frame helps you when you're starting to dig the hole. Here. This is the center. So 1 foot, 1 foot. I can do this. Just to mark.
Mark out a circle of 2 feet in diameter on the ground and dig a hole 2 feet deep.
So I start
I
digging
come.
the seeds.
Why do we make the 2 feet down?
The reason why we make it 2 feet deep and 2 feet wide is that it helps to store water in case it rains.
Okay.
So in case it rains, that soil is soft and a lot of water will be stored. Then secondly, it will have given the roots a bigger, softer area to penetrate.
Okay.
So that is soft soil and the roots will move faster.
Okay.
Yeah.
Put this on this side.
Okay, come and check this. Check this and see.
Caris.
So now check
Looks like
the
4
depth.
feet.
The depth?
The depth. Caris, wait, the depth.
Perfect.
It has to reach, so you can see it is here. So you can also do this. I think it is okay.
This is
Then turn for the width. For the width, it has to go down. It has to sit on the floor and fit. So the width is okay.
This has not been easy, digging this thing. But anyway, we just finished and we have the soil, we have the manure, we have the seedlings. What is the next plan now?
After digging the hole, is refilling the hole, then planting. When you are refilling, you get a stick and mark the center. So that when you finish filling the hole, the sticks are in the center. That helps you to check, to ensure that you are still within the spacing. If you don't do that, by the time you finish filling the hole, you'll have lost the spacing.
The hole is ready and we have marked the center with a stick. Let's mix the manure.
Caris, you can go for more manure. So we are mixing manure with our topsoil.
After mixing the manure with the topsoil, put it in the hole, but make sure not to put the red soil for it is sticky and less fertile.
So, Andrew, when do we plant?
Okay, after refilling this hole, you need to plant after 2 to 4 weeks from the onset of the rain season.
Really? Why?
If you plant in dry season, it will need a lot of water to moisten this soil. Wait for the rain to help you soak the soil.
Fill the hole with manure-rich soils. What next?
We need to plant the right seedling. Right in the sense that, one, you need to start with the right variety for the right area. And we recommend the new Robusta clonal varieties. We have lines, we have 10 types. They're called lines, but there are 10 types of the clones, new clones. Line 1 or type 1 up to type 10. When you are planting, first you have to mix at least not less than 5 lines or types for cross-pollination. Buy your seedlings from a certified coffee nursery which is certified by Uganda Coffee Development Authority. The reason is that some people may sell you fake seedlings which are not good. When you are buying the seedling, ensure the right stage. Right stage meaning it has to have at least 3 to 4 pairs of leaves. If you get it having 10 pairs,
which I'm thinking should be good.
that is about to flower. It will not get acclimatized in the environment very quickly. And if you get one which is far below that, it is too weak. So the sun might scorch it and you end up having a loss. During the planting, you first come and make a depression. So you make a hole that will fit the size of this. And when you are going to plant, you make sure that this node remains outside the soil. Okay. Because when the soil covers it, it will rot.
And on those same nodes is where the future branches of the tree will grow from.
So it is an estimate.
Once you have planted your seedling, water it and mulch it to retain the moisture. Creating shade, make sure it faces east and west to protect the seedling from the rising and setting direct sunlight.
Then, here, then you make it bend like this. Okay?
Where is Frob? I'm not hearing him, I'm not seeing him.
It's been a long day on Florence's Shamba, and with the help of our experts, some of the family's farming problems are being solved.
We have been shown how to plant coffee plantation and maximize on the farmer's yield.
Caris, I'm telling you, this ugly thing of telling me go and do this, go. What, you want water? Your throat is itchy. You'll drink water, Wait, me next time she's telling me how to put her down and press her leg like this, then press her leg on this side. Then, Caris, make sure you bring the hoe. I'm going this way where the weeds are. Bring the hoe.
Coffee being a long-term investment, why not introduce the couple to seasonal crops which will help them boost their income? We have invited Amin from Naseko Seeds to come and give us some advice on how to plant and the best varieties for maize and beans.
Isaac, I see you have a lot of weeds in your garden. What happened to the maize?
We harvested it. Yeah.
How much did you harvest?
It's around 984 kilograms.
What variety did you plant? No, usually.
So I don't know the name of the variety, but I call it white maize.
White maize.
So what we do, we plant, and then if we are to sell, we sell some and keep some for the next season to be planted. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So
sorry, how big is this land that you planted the maize on?
it's about an acre.
Mr. Amin, have you been listening?
Yes.
Are you calculating?
Yes.
Are we on the right track?
No.
Eh?
It is not because they got low yields.
Low yields. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
We are the producers of a variety called Bazooka.
Bazooka.
It is an hybrid variety. It bears 2 cobs per plant. In an acre, you can harvest at least 3,000 kilograms.
You're sure?
Yes.
Is it possible?
What problems have you faced with this maize?
I think it was about the season. The rain was not enough, so we didn't harvest as we expected.
Is there anything we can do to help Isaac and Florence?
Yes. On the issue of drought, This variety which I'm talking about, which is bazooka, it is a drought-tolerant variety. So when there is no much rainfall, it can at least survive on the little it receives. You have to do timely planting or early planting. You plant on the onset of what? Of rain. If you do late planting, it will affect your plant's growth. So we advise early planting so that this crop can benefit from what? Early rains.
Oh, okay. That's what we want.
Secondary, on the soil infertility, we normally advise farmers not to burn the plant residues. After harvesting your crop, you cut down the what? The plant residues, you deep plow. That's what we call deep plowing. It helps in keeping water in the what? In the soil.
Okay.
Those plant residues, they are going to be mixed with soil. They improve on the soil what? Fertility.
My plan is, after harvest, I put those husks in my banana plantation for mulching.
Yes.
And they're advising me not to remove them.
If you remove those plant residues, what you must do, you have to introduce other fertilizers.
So, I mean, you are talking about the bazooka variety.
Yes.
So, we want to know when we can plant, how we can plant.
In an acre, we plant 10 kilograms of bazooka seed. For the spacing, we use 75 centimeters between rows. Those are 2 feet and a half, and 60 centimeters between plants. After making O's, we are planting 2 seeds per hole. But those 2 seeds must be well spaced
In the hole.
What happens when I dig like a big hole, then I put like 4?
That is wastage. Because 4 seeds in one hole, they are not going to get enough nutrients to survive. And you are not going to harvest. So we are planting 2 seeds, but well spaced.
Okay.
Then, if your soil is infertile, we put in fertilizers. They may be organic fertilizers like farmyard manure, green manure, they may be animal droppings. Or if you don't use that, you go to any agro shop which is near you and certified. You buy NPK or DAP.
NPK, DAP, what is NPK?
NPK, it is a fertilizer which consists of 3 components. Nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. Our soil needs all of those. And DAP, diammonium phosphate, it has phosphorus for root development and nitrogen in it. All those fertilizers which I've talked about, you use them in planting.
Using a bottle top to measure, apply 1 bottle top per hole and then cover the DAP with a layer of soil. After that, place the seeds on top.
Diammonium phosphate is acidic. If you put your seed on top of it without covering the fertilizer, then the seed may rot.
After digging the holes, we plant 2 seeds per hole, but those seeds must be well spaced.
You know, here agriculture seems to be part of the cultural norms. So we're doing it the normal way. But now we are going to be doing it with the knowledge of the expertise, then applying DAP, how you apply it. We knew we could apply the DAP, but we didn't know how to apply it. We didn't know about the measurements. I know from plant to plant, from row to row, I now know the measurements to take.
One of the challenges that we have been experiencing is seasonal changes. But now, because I learned how to do timely planting, like early planting, because we've not been putting it into consideration.
Isaac! Yeah, Florence!
It's been nice working with you guys, but we have to go now. Hope to see you very soon.
Okay, see you.
This was eye-opening and amazing.
We hope you at home enjoyed it and learned something.
Till we meet in the next episode of Shamba Shape Up Uganda. Bye-bye!